Hi, my name is Valentine, and in this video I want to give a quick rundown of how I modeled these cups of the 3M Peltor earmuffs in Fusion 360. So let's head over there, and as you can see, this is the final result. We have the shell, we have an inset which allows us to snap in the ear cushion, we have extrusions for attaching the headbands, and we even have some air vents to make sure that the air coming from inside the cushion can easily escape through this hole right there. So if you don't know Fusion, it's a history-based modeler, so that means that every step you took along the way is being represented by these steps right here, and I'm going to quickly walk through each one of them. So let's go back to the very beginning. So the first thing I did was adding a picture with the outline that I traced on paper. You can do that by just inserting a attached canvas. Then you have to make sure that the measurements is correct, and you can do that by saying calibrate, and then you make sure you show one of the dimensions of the picture, and it will automatically scale itself perfectly. So the next step was, I'm going to hide this, well, I'm going to leave it for now. The next step was to create the shape that the hull or the cup has with a form. So if I go to edit, you'll see how this looks. I started with a sphere, cut off the bottom part of the sphere. I chose a number of polygons which fitted my needs here, and I made sure that there was a mirror in this direction which the cup has symmetry in. There you go. So to edit this, you just go to create form, and then you can grab one of these and you can align it. Let me change this so you can align this bottom line here to the canvas that I exported, and yeah, make sure this curvature is about the same as the model. I just eyeballed this. This wasn't really the important part here. So when you're done with the form, I just hit finish form and go to the next step, which is, let me enable this. This is the body, created by thickening the surface that I created in this form, and I extruded, or well, it's called thicken. I thickened to the inside, and you can see that there's something sticking out at the bottom. So in the next step, I chose to split this body in two based on the ground surface here, and so you have then two parts, which is this and this. There you go. See, it's now completely cut off, and in the next step I created a profile which represents how this should be carved out to make sure the air cushion can snap in. I'm going to hide this canvas for now. We don't really need it anymore. The next sketch, I projected the edge from this solid onto a plane and offset it to the inside so that I could use it in the next step to perform a sweep based on this profile I had just drawn, and then this this edge that I used from the model here. So now we have this body and this one, and then in the next step I subtracted those two from each other, and you'll see there's some minor problems right there, but that's just part of my non-detailed work, and for my intents and purposes, it wasn't really necessary to have a super detailed and precise model. So I left it at that. And the next step, I created a plane, another plane apparently, on the outside of the cup, because then I could sketch some forms or some shapes on there that I was going to use to extrude the connection on. You already see the first part and the second part, and then I made a new sketch on top of that face or plane here, and then I extruded that one again, and then I performed, you can see here, some bevels, which is here, here, and here, to make it look a little bit nicer. I mirrored this, or these, mirrored these things on the side. I then made another sketch at the bottom, you see right there, for these air vents. So just when the cushion hits this, if air wants to escape, it can do so through this hole right there, because the rest of the surface is supposedly tightly together, so sound doesn't get through easily. So you see, I created this sketch, I then extruded that, I mirrored it to the other side, and then I performed a union between those two and the body. So this one, and this one in this step. And then on the last step, you see I cut out, or I cut out the parts that I had created here to end up at the final model right there. So that's a quick run now. I hope that's clear, and I encourage everyone to try it out.